Shalom, shalom. Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. All honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Double honors to the apostles, elders, and teachers at Great Millstone for teaching me this 100% truth about our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, and the true reason why he's coming back, which is to save the elect remnant of the house of Israel from their enemies and those that hate them, and to take over the earth and universe, which was given to him by the mighty Yahweh himself, the Ancient of Days, wherein our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, will establish righteousness throughout the whole earth and universe forever under the kingdom of the heaven of the Israelites. Shalom, Akim and Akwaf. We one day closer to the kingdom. This is your brother Hadab Yarbad, back at you with another lesson. And I was, a couple of days ago, I looked at a video by Elder Menachem Zakba out of the GMS camp. I believe he's in South Carolina. And he was doing a response video off of something Apostle Tahar had did in response to something the demon Vocab Malone had did when he brought out something with another guy. I don't know his name. I forget. But they read out of Esther 8:17, talking about other people joined onto the Jews and tried to was converted and believed too. Let's just get there right quick. Let me get there. Hold on. The book of Esther 8. And I'm just going to give my spiel on it. I didn't see all the responses that was did. And in every province, let's get this, Esther 8:17, and in every province and in every city, whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, the Jews had joy and gladness, a feast and a good day. And many of the people of the land became Jews, for the fear of the Jews fell upon them. Now, as Elder Menachem Zakba pointed out, as all the other elders did too, I'm pretty sure the apostles did, just because you try to worship our power don't mean you belong in the covenant, because the covenant go through the seed, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, along to the 12 tribes, the patriarchs. It's all throughout the scriptures. And when you reading this in Esther, you gotta look at the time. That was during the Medo-Persian Empire. Let's read this in NLT real quick, because I'm finna get up off of this. We're just gonna go through the scriptures real quick and see who the covenant pertains to. This is milk scriptures. Esther 8:17 in NLT. In every province and city, wherever the king's decree arrived, the Jews rejoiced and had a great celebration and declared a public festival and holiday. And many of the people of the land became Jews themselves, for they feared what the Jews might do to them. Now, when you read this account in Esther, the second account is in the is in the Apocrypha. You got to get the context. Now, what was going on? Let's see. Let's go up some. Right, so when you start off, this is during the time again of the Medo-Persian Empire, and there was a Amalekite. We're gonna stay at the NLT version because this really gives us some good insight. Let me go to where I see the Amalekite by the name of Haman. It is right here. That's the 8:5. Let me just read it. Esther said, if it pleased the king, and if I have found favor with him, Esther was part of the king's concubine, and if he thinks it is right, and if I am pleasing to him, let there be a decree that reverses the orders of Haman, son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, who ordered that Jews throughout all the king's provinces should be destroyed. So, the background, you can read this for yourself, Israel, to let you know that there's been an enmity between us and our enemies, mainly us and the Edomites, since the book of Genesis, right? So, Let's click on this right quick. Because Haman, right? He was appointed over the affairs of the king's provinces, right? Hold on, let's just go back a couple. Oh, he already killed Haman. Let me see. Shalakia. Let's get the count of how many provinces he had. Because this was one of the biggest kingdoms on earth, the Medo-Persian Empire. One of the biggest empires. Let me see if it said. I think they had like 120 something. There it is, right? We read it in 9 right quick. We read it in the KJV, then NLT. Then were the king's scribes called out. Shalakia. Then were the king's scribes called at that time in the 3rd month, that is the month of Sivan, on the 23rd day thereof, and it was written according to all that Mordecai commanded unto the Jews and to the lieutenants and the deputies and rulers of the provinces which are from India unto Ethiopia, 127 provinces, unto every province according to the writing thereof, and unto every people after their language, and to the Jews according to their writing and according to their language. Now, why they put that kind of decree out? Because Haman had, if you read the story, well, not the story, but if you read the account in the book of Esther during the time of the Medo-Persian Empire, they had a guy in their government that the king of the Medo-Persians placed in charge of the provinces, whose name was Haman, an Edomite. More importantly, of the house of Amalek, right? So he came out with a decree because he was mad at Mordecai for not bowing down and worshiping the Medo-Persian gods. So they came out with a decree throughout the 127 provinces that it was going to be a day that they allotted, which is we'll get to that, to where they killed where it was legal to kill all Jews. So let's put this in modern day 2024 context. It would have been legal for what was the date? Shalakia. I think I seen it let me see something right quick. Let me just click on this right quick. It was a day that they had set where it was going to be legal to kill all the Jews. Modern day time, 2024, it would have been legal for, let's just say the president of America put out a decree under the advice of the Secretary of Defense, whatever you want to call it. Say on November the 15th, it's legal for any other nation to kill all the niggas. That'll wake y'all up then, huh? Right? Let me see, what day was that? Oh, let's look at this right here, though. Agagite. Haman the Agagite, son of Haman. Haman the Agagite. I won't give you too much info on it, but let's read this part right here. In the Strong's, adjective of a people of Haman equals what? Amalekite. That's all we need from that. Well, they had the day set up anyway. They had the day set up. Haman tried to set up a day where it was going to be legal to destroy all the Jews in the provinces. That was 127 provinces. This is like saying 127 states. Ain't number 50 states in this country, right? Well, anyway, when Esther went to the king, Esther was one of his favorite wives or his concubine. She listened to him. They went through the records and found out that Mordecai was a righteous man, right? So he killed Haman. And he ordered this decree. So let's go to 11 to see why. Let's see why many people of the land became Jews, because they were scared. They about to get their ass slaughtered because they about to go with the plans of Haman. So if that king or the Xerxes would have went with the plans of Haman, the Christians, apologetics couldn't use this verse, right? Because they would agree with them, enslave the Jews that was in their provinces. Let me get this. Esther 8 and 11, wherein the king granted the Jews which were in every city to gather themselves together and to stand for their life, to destroy, to slay, and to cause to perish all the power of the people and province that would assault them, both little ones and women, and to take the spoil of them for a prey. Upon one day in all the provinces of King Ahasuerus, namely, upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar. Oh, so this is right there, the 13th month. The 13th day of the 12th month. The copy of the writing for the commandment to be given in every province was published unto all people, and that the Jews should be ready against that day to avenge themselves on their enemies. On their enemies. And who was the main enemy in this story right here? Who tried to get us eliminated from off earth? From out of these provinces? Haman, an Amalekite. Modern day 2024, what would their name be? What are they calling themselves? Jewish. Zionists. That's them. Now, that lesson that was done by Adam Nakazakba led me to this milk. Because I was going through the book of Second Ezra again. And lo and behold, the theme throughout the whole scriptures from the beginning, from Genesis to Revelation, is about the plight of the people that the Most High Power chose. Abraham first, then his son Isaac, and then Isaac's son Jacob. Right? Our people went into captivity in Egypt. The Lord rose up Moses and led us out of Egypt because he remembered the covenant that he had made with who? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. 2 Ezra 2 and 1. Thus saith the Lord, I brought this people out of bondage, and I gave them my commandments by men servants, the prophets, whom they would not hear, but despised my counsels. Right? The books of the Holy Scriptures, all wrote by prophets. Righteous men. Just men. Just so happened that all them men are the house of Israel. So that's who the book pertains to. Right? Brought them out of Egypt. Who else can tell that story? What other nation of people can tell this story? None. It's in the Old Testament. The Apocrypha, I just read it. The New Testament, let's get into counting the New Testament real quick so we won't be no confusion. It's going to be a quick lesson. We'll just do Jude 1 and 4. 5. I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this. Why would we know this? Because we were all here before. And when something's brought to your remembrance, it triggers you again. Why you think certain people good at certain things? Though you once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not. So we're all the people back now. When we had to walk around the desert for 40 years until the Lord eliminated all the non-believers, we're pretty nice. Same thing going on, man. Jude, let's go to the book of Acts real quick, just in case we don't realize what's going on. Let's see. Stephen's defense. Now, this is an account. When you go through the scriptures, it's always a prophet always give the accounts of us coming up out of the land of Egypt. He don't mention no other nations being involved in that, saying that, okay, just because you was cool with us and tried to act like us, you mimicking us, you want to follow our laws, that's cool, but you ain't of the bloodline. You are not of the seed. Right? Acts 7 and 8. And he gave the Stephen giving this account. Same thing Peter did. Hey man, there's nowhere around it. Salvation is for the house of Israel only. The 12 tribes of Israel. It's in the book of Revelation. Acts 7 and 8. And he gave him the covenant of circumcision. Who we get it to? Abraham. Abraham begat Isaac and circumcised him the 8th day. And Isaac begat Jacob. And Jacob begat the 12 patriarchs. Nobody else. New Testament. James 1 and 1. James, a servant of the Most High Power and of the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Greeting. Which are scattered abroad. Greeting. 2nd Ezra 2 and 7. Let them be scattered abroad among the heathen. Let their names be put out of the earth, for they have despised my covenant. Woe be unto thee, Asher, thou that hidest the unrighteous in thee, O thou wicked people. Remember what I did unto Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, once again, there it is. Let them be scattered abroad among the heathen. The hopeful elect understand this. But for some reason, the other nations, and of the other nations, I mean wicked people like no class, vocab. Motherfucker can't even rap. Goddamn. Let me be Salakia. Vocab Malone or any other modern day Christian who have not told the truth about the scriptures. They don't understand. You don't understand. Let them be scattered abroad among the heathen. Let their names be put out of the earth. For they have despised my covenant. We know we made the covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And it transferred over to the 12 tribes. Nobody else. So you don't understand that through all these different captivities, all these different world empires, we just read it in the book of Esther, the Medo-Persian Empire. You had different, and the account of that can be read in the book of Acts. It's in the let me go back to this real quick. Salakia. Acts 2 and 5. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. Right? Let's get these nations. Because they talking like how we heard it in our same language. And we heard every man our own tongue wherein we were born. Acts 2 and 9. Parthians and Medes. That's what they was calling themselves because they was living in those lands. It's just like now modern day times. I'm from St. Louis. So, of course, we was raised to say, I'm repping St. Louis. You got niggas now all throughout the country. Wherever city they at. St. Louis against everybody. Detroit against everybody. Nigga, I'm from Detroit. I'm from New York. Whatever the case may be. Same thing. You can read it right here. Parthians and Medes and Elamites and the dwellers of Mesopotamia and in Judea and Cappadocia and Pontus and Asia, Persia and Pamphylia. What were these? These are all places that were occupied during the various empires. All they did was assume the territories that they took over from the people they invaded, right? The Assyrians, they took over the known earth. Then the Babylonians took over the Assyrians and controlled what they had already controlled. And so on and so on with the Persians and the Medes. They had 127 states. We spread throughout the four corners of the earth. So, of course, over time, hundreds of years, you living in this place. You're going to claim that. You're going to say, I'm a Parthian, I'm a Mede, I'm a Missourian, I'm from New York. You understand? He brought us out of bondage, made a covenant with us, right? It's all the accounts that are given throughout the scriptures. So Ezra's looking around. This is during the Babylonian captivity. He talking to the Lord through the angel Uriel. And he talking about Israel, right? Let me see what I'm going to cover. Let's see. So he's reasoning with the Lord, right? He asking the Lord questions, even though you know you can't really question the Lord, right? So let's see. I just started 28. And their deeds then, or their deeds, talking about the Babylonians, because he walked through the city, he looking like, man, these people sinning, and they got a gang of wealth. So you should know that the Lord don't care about no money. Yeah. So he went through, he looking at Babylon, he cast his sin in. You destroyed us for breaking the laws, but you ain't destroyed them, right? So he asked the Lord. And so thou gavest thy city over to the hands of thine enemies. 28. Second Esdras 3 and 28. Are their deeds then any better that inhabit Babylon? That they should therefore have dominion over Zion? Zion, meaning Zion, who? Israel. For when I came thither and had seen impieties without number, then my soul saw many evildoers in this 30th year, so that my heart failed me. For I have seen how thou sufferest them sinning, and hast spared wicked doers, and hast destroyed thy people, and hast preserved thine enemies, and hast not signified. So he preserved who? The Israelites. The book of Malachi, right? The Most High power changed not. Therefore the sons of Jacob are not consumed. He ain't say nothing else about the Moabites. I wonder why he didn't say, when Stephen gave his account, Ezra gave his account, why ain't mention no Moabite names? And then, remember the Moabite that helped us? Nah, none of that shit. Right? I do not, let's go continue, 3 and 31. I do not remember how this way may be left, or they then of Babylon better than they of Zion? He asking like, is these evil, wicked ass Babylonians, which is who compared to Babylon now? In modern day times, America. They doing the same shit. They doing the same wicked thing they did in Babylon. They doing it now in this country. They just changed the name of shit. Right? 32. Was there any other people that knoweth thee beside Israel, or what generation have so believed thy covenants as Jacob? The Lord only made a covenant with Jacob. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, which mean the 12 tribes, like I've been saying, like it's been saying throughout the scriptures. Now, anybody who try to open up salvation to the rest of the nations, you going off. You out of order. And guess what? At the end of the book, it say what's going to happen to you. You don't get hit with no motherfucking plagues because your dumb ass or wicked ass took from and added to the book. That's your ass. That go from the wicked ass Edomites to the Moabites to the Israelites that's wicked, the 2/3. But let's continue. Let's go on over to, we're going to stay at edges for a second. Let's go on over to 5. 27, among all the multitudes of people, thou hast gotten thee one people, who? The Israelites, and to this people whom thou lovest, thou gavest a law that is approved of all. And now, O Lord, O Lord, why hast thou given this one people over unto many? Meaning, I'm just going to go and finish reading and I say something. And upon the one root hast thou prepared others, and why hast thou scattered thy only one people among many? Right? So now you got, like I was saying, the Assyrian Empire. They took away the 10 tribes of the northern kingdom. Although The majority went over to the New World, which is modern day Western Hemisphere, Canada, North America, Central America, South America. Some of the 10 tribes remained in that captivity in Assyria because they blended in with them. We read what it said with Asur. You keep the unrighteous with you, right? Shalaki, as I was saying, not all of the northern kingdom came over to the New World. They might have stayed over in the land of Assyria and just migrated further north or south or west or east, right? That's why you got all these different Jews coming from these different lands in Acts 2. Now, let's continue with who was meant for. Get some more examples. Amos 3:1. All the tribes are guilty. Amos 3:1. Hear this word that Yahweh hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, there it is again, the theme. Brought up out of the land of Egypt, out of the land of bondage. You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. Right? That's why Ezra was walking around Babylon like, damn, you punish us, you ain't punish them. Because what did he say? You only have I known of the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. We get a couple more scriptures and get up out of here. We running kind of long. Psalms. I just thought of this one. I think it's 147. Let's see. Yep. Psalms 147:19. He showeth his word unto Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. His statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh. Yeah. He only dealt with us. Only been dealing with us, the nation of Israel. Right? And how we know he didn't change? Because, they say, oh, he opened up salvation to everybody since the Jews rejected him. That's a lie. Right? Malachi 3:6, for I am Yahweh. I change not. Meaning he don't change. He ain't changed none of the covenant he made with us. Therefore, you sons of Jacob are not consumed. Let's continue. No, that ain't. Hold on. Wait a minute. Yeah. I gotta figure out. I gotta remember what that is. But hold on. This just came to mind. Isaiah 14. Israel's taught, for Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Now, with that account during the Medo-Persian Empire, during the time of Esther, you see what happened? They were shook. Hold on, man, we finna start worshiping y'all. We finna start worshiping with y'all. Nah, sucker. Y'all was just trying to kill us. Don't worry about it. In the future, you're going to be our slaves. Hold up, though. Let me see. Is it in Jeremiah? What is it? Let me see something. Shalaki is right here. Hold on. Hold on. That ain't what I wanted, but we'll go to New Testament. Hebrews. I'm going back to, I think it's in Jeremiah. It might be Ezekiel, though. Let's see. We're in Hebrews 8. This is the New Testament now. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I just remember something too. I will put my laws into their mind, and I will write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, the most high power, and they shall be to me a people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. That's Hebrews 8. And guess what? We'll go up. We'll go up. A new covenant. You can read from 7 on down to 13. It's for Israel only. There it is, Jeremiah 30. I was one off. 31. Let's get that first. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt. There it is again, which my covenant they break, which we did, although I was a husband of them, saith Yahweh. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Yahweh. I will put my laws in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their power, and they shall be my people. Salaki. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know Yahweh, for they shall all know me, from the least of them until the greatest of them, saith Yahweh. For I will forgive their iniquity and will remember their sins no more. Same thing in Hebrews. The covenant is still going to who? Just read it. I will yet choose Jacob. Isaiah 14. So ain't nowhere around this, man. Right? And if you don't believe that, let's go ahead, go back to Matthew. Matthew 10, what do you say to him? This is Yahweh speaking. 10 and 5. These 12, Yahweh sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, or into any city of the Samaritans, enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as ye go, preach, saying, The kingdom of heaven is at hand. 15. Wait a minute. Let's see if it changed. This is Yahweh speaking, 15 to 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Because why? They were scattered abroad. Why? Because we broke the covenant. Right? Now, let's go to the book of Revelation. We're in on this. Hold on. Wait a minute. We can do Revelation 7 first. 144,000, right? Revelation 7 and 4, and I heard the number of them which were sealed, and they were sealed in 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. And you jump down, you hear the Christian. No, because look, after this, I beheld and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds, and people and tongues still before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. This account is in Ezra too, second Ezra. Yeah, I think it's second Ezra, not first Ezra. Right? But that's who we talking about. But you just read up there, the 144, right? The 12 tribes of Israel. So why all of a sudden would y'all think it's going to be other nations other than 144,000 of the 12 tribes of Israel, knowing that's the Lord's people? Let's see what it say when it say kindreds. Nations, ethnos, kindreds. Let's see. In the New Testament, all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob. Can't get around that one. So we're in the end of the book, Revelation. Let's see. He just said it in 7 who was for all the children of Israel. Let's see what it say. The New Jerusalem. Revelation 21 and 12. And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates. And at the gates 12 angels. And the names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. On the east, 3 gates. On the north, 3 gates. On the south, 3 gates. And on the west, 3 gates. And the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. Them 12 apostles, guess what they was? Israelites. So let's get to the end of the book. This is the last chapter, Revelation 22. This is Yahweh speaking. 22:7. Behold, I come quickly. Blessed is he that keepeth the sayings of this prophecy of this book. I read it again. Behold, I come quickly. Blessed is he that keepeth the sayings of the prophecy of this book. I read this first. Revelation 22:11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. This is the house of Israel. He which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. Here we go. The judge, the penalty. Revelation 22. That's for them cats who think that in Esther 8:17, you could be any nation and still come on and worship with us and join in to us and become part of the salvation of Yahweh Mashiach. Nope. Revelation 22:18. For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, the Most High Power shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. The main plague is what? The ICBM missiles, baby. When he light this motherfucker, when the day shall come and the earth will burn as an oven. Roughly paraphrase. Book of Malachi. And if any man, verse 19, and if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, the Most High Power shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city and from the things which are written in this book. So, if you're an Israelite and you're going around saying anything contrary to the doctrine that's in this book, you're in trouble. You're going to get hit with the plagues that are written in this book. If you're an enemy of the Lord, and the enemies are who? House of Edom, house of Moab, the house of Ammon, the house of Elam, the house of Ham, right? The house of Japheth. If you add to, let me read it again. For I testify to every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, the Most High Power shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. That's y'all ass. Guess what? Israel, we the best thing going, man. I don't understand how a so-called African American, Native American, or Latino would not want to be an Israelite. We the best thing going. We finna get the kingdom. They just had the elections Tuesday. They brought back in another wicked ruler, whom Apostle to heart through the Spirit calls Nero. We finna see his little wicked side too. It's only right that he be the chief over here in Babylon when it go down. Guess what, Israel? We one day close to the kingdom. Shalom. Shalom, Israel. Shalakia, my fault. I forgot to add this to the lesson, so let's take a look at a couple of these artifacts or pictures of the ancient Egyptians and the people they enslaved. Now, I want you to tell me if you see anybody that look like Steven Spielberg, Harvey Weinstein, Lady Gaga, Benjamin Nada, Ned not a Jew, not a you, Ned Nahu, whatever. I don't see none of them. Let me see. Let's look through these pictures. Let's look at this one. Yeah, them people that's in the field working, they look dark-skinned. Melanated people. Right? Melanated people. All these people melanated. No pictures so far. Of anybody that resembles an Edomite, a modern day white man. So Answer this question again. How is it that the people that's over there now are all the same color? Yeah, salvation is for the house of Israel only. Matter of fact, this will be the screenshot for the lesson. The covenant belongs to who? The Israelites. And the Israelites only. Shalom.